Ever feel like your to-do list controls you instead of the other way around? You start the day with good intentions, but by noon you're putting out fires, jumping between tasks, and by the end of the day, you're wondering where the time went? Sound familiar? Today we're going to fix that by building a daily action plan that actually works. No more feeling scattered or overwhelmed, just clear, focused productivity. And stick around to the end because I have a simple mindset shift that will change the way you look at your to-do list forever. Hi, welcome to Making All the Plans. I'm Connie, and if we haven't met before, I'm a busy mom of two active kids, and both my husband and I have full-time careers. My goal is to share with you how I stay on top of all life throws at me in one planner so that you might be able to do the same. Before we start prioritizing, we need to clear the mental clutter. This is where a brain dump comes in. It's one of the best ways to stop feeling overwhelmed and get everything out of your head and onto paper. Think of it as a total download of everything on your mind: tasks, ideas, reminders, even those tiny "I should do this someday" thoughts. The goal isn't to organize yet, just to get it all down on paper. This is not a task that I complete every day, but when I'm feeling especially overwhelmed or it's been a while since my last brain dump, I do make sure to take the time for this step. I like to break my brain dump into categories so it's not just a giant messy list. You could try sections like work, personal, errands, phone calls, or upcoming events. This helps you see where your focus is needed most. Once everything is out of your head, you'll feel so much lighter. And from here, we can start identifying what really needs to get done today. Let's move on to setting our priorities. Before you even think about writing a long to-do list, you need to set your priorities for the day. What are the 3 to 5 things that actually move the needle for you? These could be work-related, personal, or a mix of both. But if you finish these, you'll feel like the day was a win. And sometimes it's the smallest task that has been weighing the heaviest on me that ends up being at the top of my list. By setting priorities, you give yourself a clear target instead of an endless to-do list. I like to take the brain dump list that I just created in the last step, and then I will go through and circle 3 to 5 items that are my top priorities for the day. Now, you don't have to rewrite your brain dump every day. You can just go through and circle another 5 for the next day and continue to add to this list. So I usually do my brain dump about once a week, and then I will come in and work through the list each day. Now that we know our priorities, let's talk about how to get them done. There are 2 main approaches: time blocking and flexible task lists. Time blocking involves dividing your day into segments and allocating dedicated time slots for different tasks, best for structured days. But if you need more flexibility, a simple task list works too. I personally will adjust how I structure my to-do list based upon the types of work I need to do during the day. If I have big tasks that need worked on, I time block. If I have a bunch of little tasks, I try to keep the space open for flexibility. Or you could make your to-do list based upon location. On days when I go into the office, I typically identify my top 3 tasks for the day without assigning them to a task block. Whereas days that are remote are easier to task block because there are fewer interruptions. Whichever you choose, batching similar tasks together can help. If you have multiple videos to edit, do them in one sitting. If you need to make phone calls, do them back to back. It's all about minimizing task switching so you can stay in the flow. Here's where most people go wrong. They don't plan around their energy levels. Have you ever scheduled deep work when you're exhausted? Not fun, right? Instead, work with your energy. If you're sharp in the morning, do your hardest work then. If you hit an afternoon slump, save that time for emails, admin, or lighter tasks. Knowing how your energy ebbs and flows will help you get more done with less friction. So let's jump back to time blocking. I like to just write out each hour of the day and leaving one space in between to denote a half an hour. First, I will go through and write in all of the scheduled items for the day. I do include my kids' items because I do still help drive my daughter and I help my son to stay on track. Then, for the purpose of this video, I will write out my energy levels. Normally, I have a pretty high energy level in the morning, and then after lunchtime, I'm pretty low energy. And then after dinner, and I take a good break, I am back to like a medium. But because I know when my energy level is the highest throughout the day, I know that is when I need to do my brain work. So, my thoughts for this day is that I would shower and get ready for the day while my daughter was at soccer practice. Then I would go pick her up. Then I'd come back and do my brain work. I'm trying to estimate how many task blocks each item that I need to do will take for the day and just kind of block that off. I am pulling those priorities that I identified in my brain dump, and hopefully I can get the 3 items that I need to do for work done in that first task block before my energy drops off. I also know that in the afternoon, I tend to get people reaching out more frequently. So I will do email and just do other things that come in throughout the day, as well as review the work that I did in the morning with my team. I do flip back and forth so that I can make sure that I'm getting everything down. The HVAC meeting is already scheduled, so I just need to meet with the person about the HVAC. And then in the evening, I will go ahead and work on my videos that need edited. But I think that I should be able to get everything accomplished throughout the day. The other option, of course, is not to time block and just make a task list. And as I mentioned, this is what I do on the days when I go to work. I usually pick 3 things to do while I'm in the office and no more. I'm going to use my Hobonichi cousin to demonstrate this. I'm starting by writing out my calendar events like I do every day. And on the Hobonichi cousin in the top corner, there are 5 spaces to write your top tasks for the day. So I will go ahead and write those 5 things up at the top of the page. I will go ahead and use the rest of the page to make lists of other things that I might want to work on if I get those 5 things completed, or if I get to a point where I get stuck on one of them. Instead of trying to figure out what the next thing is, I'll have the list in front of me and be able to work on something else and stay productive. If you are easily distracted, however, you may just want to grab a post-it note and write the top 3 to 5 priorities for the day. Now let's talk about something that changed the way I look at productivity, the to-do list. A to-do list is just a list of things you actually did get done. It shifts the focus from I didn't finish everything to wow, I accomplished a lot today. It's a simple mindset shift, but it helps you stay motivated instead of feeling behind. So, looking at this page from my Hobonichi cousin, you can look at the left page and see my to-do list for the weekend of May 30th. I felt like I hadn't gotten a single thing accomplished. I felt lazy and just unmotivated. So on Sunday, I sat down and I wrote out the list of everything that I actually had accomplished, and I was shocked at all of the things I did complete, which then motivated me to do a few more items. I wasn't shy about what I added to the list. I included a show I was binge watching and an audiobook that I finished listening to. The last step, make your plan visible. Whether you prefer a paper planner, digital app, or even a sticky note on your desk, seeing your plan will help keep you on track. I personally love a hybrid system. I write in my planner, but I also use Notion and Google Calendar for digital reminders. But the key is to check in with your plan throughout the day and adjust it as needed. Plans are meant to guide you, not stress you out. Let's recap the steps to creating a successful action plan. Clear out your mind by making a brain dump. 2. Set your priorities. 3. Choose between time blocking or a task list. 4. Work with your energy. 5. Celebrate wins with a to-do list. And 6, make your action plan visible and flexible. Now, I'd love to hear from you. How do you currently plan your day? Drop a comment below and let's chat. If this was helpful, don't forget to like, subscribe, and check out my other videos on productivity and planning. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye.